what bad parts of me are just authentically me. Okay, universe, do you want me to get spicy here? Where's all the magic? What type of person is gonna be down to date like a single mother? All of them. I was seeing literal miracles, blessings, signs from the universe. Saturn is daddy. Yeah, daddy rising. You don't have to know your birth chart for it to play out that way. It's going to play out no matter what. Hey guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. If you're watching instead of just listening, this is the first episode of my new podcast, Sign Language. We've already filmed this episode, but I wanted to do a new intro because we ended up using episode 2 as our episode 1. I started this podcast to talk about astrology, tarot, spirituality, all the woo-woo stuff that I've just been super interested and passionate about, and I've found really has helped me on my healing and growth journey. I wanted to create a space where we could just chat and connect over the things that we're interested in and that are a little bit taboo. Here is a safe space for us. In this episode, I definitely talk a lot about why I got into astrology, how I feel about astrology, and why I started this podcast. So I'm not going to talk too much here in the beginning. I do have a kind of co-host on here, and that is my assistant, Mia. Hey. Each episode will start out with a tarot pull. I will pull a card or a spread, and it will kind of set the theme for the message and the lesson of today's episode. At the same time, I think we're going to be able to learn a better understanding of all of the tarot cards because there are so many and it's so hard to like memorize and know all of the meanings of every card. So I thought over each episode, we can get a little bit more knowledge on that. Shadow work is something very important to me and this podcast because if we are not doing anything deeper with the knowledge that we get from our astrology and our natal chart, we are just being the negative stereotype of what people think of when you quote unquote believe in astrology. So our tarot card or our tarot pull of the day will prompt us for some shadow work. What do we want to reflect on? And the card will ask us to reflect on something specific. Then we will go over one sort of topic of reading our birth chart, of our natal charts, of the planets, aspects, whatever it is, so we can dive deeper into the meaning of these placements as well as learn how to read our birth charts better. And lastly, we want you guys to send in your birth details and a little message like a Dear Amanda, ask Amanda, tell me your problems, tell me your issues in your life, and give me your birth chart information, your birth date, time, location. And I'll pick a viewer for each episode to go over their birth chart and answer their questions through what their stars say. I'm so excited for this new chapter, and I'm excited to see you guys every week for new episodes. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into the first episode of Sign Language. I don't know if we did this, but I think that it's important that you guys know our big three, both mine and Mia's, because it's a little bit of like, hey, nice to meet you thing. So getting that out of the way, I am a Leo sun, Capricorn moon, and Sagittarius rising. Mia?
I'm a Pisces sun, Aquarius moon, and a Capricorn rising.
I literally never knew Pisces, ever. Never heard of them, don't know them. And then I gave birth to a Pisces. And then all of a sudden, I'm only surrounded with Pisces. I think like getting more in touch with my feminine or like emotions definitely made it so I am compatible with Pisces now. But I think that Pisces and Leo are actually really good together.
Yeah, one of my best friends is a Leo. Love her.
Yeah, and Mia introduced me to a photographer that shot for Steele, and we had the same exact birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the same exact birthday. We shot on my birthday. She's a Leo sun, Capricorn moon as well. And she's like a Leo rising.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fire.
Yeah, love
Lioness.
it. And then you got the Capricorn rising. My sister's a Capricorn rising. You know, that's the energy we're working with here. Okay, so if you want to share what your big three is down below if you're watching, or if you want to submit your birth information for a chance to have your chart read on the show, make sure to do that. We created a form for this. So I'm really excited for the future episodes that we can read your guys' charts and like actually offer insights and personalized information to you guys.
Yes.
And not just talk about ourselves, because obviously I think talking about like going through our own charts definitely helps other people understand how to go through theirs. I very much am a person that I speak and share and connect through my own experiences, like sharing like my own experiences and how I've related to them. That's, we're actually going to get into that. So let's do a little intro of what we're going to cover today. We are going to do our tarot card of the week, of the day, the week. And we pulled this one last night. As we set all this up, we did a nice little calm tarot reading to get an idea on what we wanted to share with you guys today, be a little bit more prepared. And we got Temperance. This is like the most beautiful card in at least this deck that I have. It's gorgeous. She has 2 cups flowing with water back and forth to each other. But we learned that this card is representing the element of fire. Oh, because it's a Sagittarius card. Okay, So we actually started filming this and did this whole intro, but we were accidentally recording in slow-mo, so we started over. But what I was talking about is that even though I'm, Leo sun, we think that our birthday time, Leo season, Pisces season, whatever it is going to be like our moment. Like that's the best time of the year for us. Actually, I think that's just such a Leo thing to assume.
Yeah, I don't really assume that. And I think a lot of other people don't enjoy their birthday.
Yeah, a lot of people like, I've never resonated with it's my birthday and I'll cry if I want to until like the past couple years.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, actually this is horrible. Like I hate it. But I just think like in general, like the energies, I don't know. But I'm finding that the timing now, we're filming this November. It's, towards the end of Scorpio season. Then it's going to be Sagittarius. Temperance is the Sagittarius card, or it's, associated with Sagittarius, which is that fire. And I'm a Sagittarius rising.
I had an ex-boyfriend whose birthday was around Thanksgiving, Sagittarius. So that's coming right up.
You had a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, like, I didn't hear you right. I'm like, I also had a Sagittarius boyfriend.
Oh, really? My longest boyfriend from like high school, and then we moved to Santa Barbara together. We moved to Los Angeles together.
Isn't that crazy?
For like almost 5 years.
They say that Sagittarius men are like the least likely to settle down.
Oh, I had him wrapped around my finger.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Around my
That
finger.
is my experience as well with a Sagittarius man. I'm not
sure
where that came from. Might be the Sagittarius Venus, actually. So we'll see how that unfolds. But yeah, no, literally loved my Sagittarius boyfriend.
Yeah, I loved him
like,
a lot.
I still love him. We don't talk because he's married, but I know it's friendly. Like I know it's friendly, and we literally just like broke up because it didn't like feel that romantic. It felt more.
Wait, literally
friend.
same.
Yeah?
I'm not kidding. Like I was just like not in love with him anymore. And I was just like, you're just like my best friend. And like, we're not going in the same place. And like, I love and care for you, but like kind of, I gotta go. Got bigger things to do.
Yeah. Sagittarius is what is compatible with Leos. So I guess I kind of like low key am on my search for another Sagittarius. I like that. But I haven't met one yet. I do know a guy though that is triple Sagittarius. Oh, actually concerning. Do you know what the most common zodiac signs for serial killers are? Capricorn and Sagittarius.
Yeah.
And like those kind of placements. I have both.
Same. Well, I have Sagittarius. My Mars is in Sagittarius and my Pluto. And I don't know about Chiron.
You don't know what Chiron is?
Mm-mm.
Chiron is really juicy, so we will talk about that at some point. But yeah. So Sagittarius season incoming. I'm sure it will be Sagittarius season when this is aired. So happy birthday to you Sages. And then that's perfect. We got the Temperance card.
November 22nd to December 21st. Coming up.
Love, love, love.
Big, bold, and a little messy. It's your permission to be those things. Okay. Yeah.
Mars is currently in Sagittarius too, I think. Okay, but Temperance. So I'm like, I didn't know too much about Temperance. So it was a good thing that we did this beforehand so we can really understand it to teach you guys about it. Temperance is, just by looking at it with the cups, she has 2 cups in her hands and there's like flowing water going back and forth and she's an angel. It's just beautiful. So this definitely shows balance, harmony, which is interesting that it's not Libra. Libra is justice. And then Temperance, Sagittarius. So this is when you get this card in a reading, it is kind of urging you to find balance between, 2 different aspects of your life or your personality or your work and bringing them together for alignment within yourself. It's like inner harmony. Yeah. So we kind of, I don't know, inner harmony, merging 2 parts of you to find this balance, managing extremes, moderation, not this way or that way, but a little bit of both. So Temperance asks us, what am I mixing that I thought could not coexist? I think this, for me, my podcast, my YouTube, my work with the things that I just am interested in, my passions. And it wasn't until last minute before starting to film the podcast that I committed to this format of like astrology and spirituality approach. So Temperance is also about inner alchemy and using the resources you have inside of you to find balance. And as someone who has a lot of what is called T-squares in their chart, it's like the way the angles that the planets in your natal chart make to each other. It's either like harmonious or there's tension, friction. So I have a lot of like competing aspects of my natal chart, which makes me feel validated in my experience of being like, how am I all of these things at once? I might see Leo, Sun, North Node in the 9th house. Okay, that's telling me like be bold, like be out there with your ideas. And my Saturn is in Taurus in the 6th house. So it's like, yeah, be bold, but also slow growth. Things are not going to happen overnight. I have a lot of Earth in my chart too, so that's kind of what it is. I have like Scorpio, Leo, Virgo, Taurus. So those are definitely pretty conflicting energies. And understanding astrology is like the whole reason I got into this is to understand myself and learn how I can integrate all of these parts of myself to feel okay because it's a lot. And it's actually so interesting as I have been asking more people for their charts and like kind of studying other people's charts for this podcast. Some people have a pretty straightforward birth chart. Like this is what it is. This is all your focus is here, period. And that is totally awesome for those of you who have that. Maybe you wouldn't be so into astrology if there's not much tension in your chart. I think us that have harder placements end up gravitating towards astrology to make sense of things. So this brings me to good and bad. Are there bad parts of me? Are there good parts of me? Do I embrace a certain sign more than the other? What is alignment for me if things are contradicting? So at the beginning of my spiritual journey, awakening, I saw like my first kind of sign from the universe, miracle. Things were happening quick, blessings quick when I chose myself. When I chose to remove myself from a situation that was harmful to me, that was not in my best interest, knowing like I definitely should not be in this anymore. It's definitely very serious and like hard to come to that conclusion that, you must leave. So it was definitely really hard. Everything was like stacked against me to make it as hard as possible to, see clearly, to feel confident in leaving and to know that I didn't deserve what I was in at the time. So I did it. I finally did it. I got myself out and then it seemed like immediately the universe was like just blessing me. So pretty soon after this, I got invited on a brand trip to Aspen. Very fun, very chic, very, I guess, like luxury, but fun. I've never been to Aspen before then. And I didn't have any expectations or anything. I was like, it's just another like one of these brand trips. It's gonna be a bunch of girls and whatever. And we get there, and there's actually like half of the trip are guys too. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like, are we gonna be able to like flirt and stuff? And I was very fragile at this point, and because it was new too, You always wonder, is it gonna be hard for me to find love again or find a partner again after becoming a single mother? Because that definitely complicates things. But this was like, for how badly I needed this, like, this trip was insane. Like, it was the most fun, flirty, exciting experience. And it really just immediately showed me, like, you're not gonna have a problem. You don't have to stress about finding someone else or finding the right person or being unlovable or anything like that from being a single mother. So the universe was like, girl, not only are you going to be okay, but actually even more, no, but like a type of guy. Like, I feel like before becoming a single mother, I'm thinking about what is the type of person that I will end up with then? What type of person is going to be down to date like a single mother? And all of them, all of them. No, not literally all of them, but yeah, it just was really fun. And it was short-lived though, this little fling that I had made on this trip. So basically, after I left that relationship, I was seeing literal miracles, blessings, like signs from the universe. Everything was awesome. And I was finally like hopeful for the future. Like, I was definitely in a really bad spot, but that gave me hope. So I felt like universe gave me that to show me that there's so much more to still happen and to still come. I got kind of excited about this, thinking like, oh my gosh, okay, so this is actually the life I'm supposed to live. This is it. And I just expected more of these moments to come, more exciting blessings, signs from the universe, because I was committed to living in alignment, choosing myself, choosing being good, being like doing the right thing, being love and light. If I work hard, if I am constantly, keeping a positive mindset and I'm kind and loving to other people, they're going to come. The gifts are going to come. Like, the universe is going to reward me. But a lot of time passed. No matter how much I focused on my self development, my growth, becoming the best version of myself, it was quiet. It was quiet. And that was really disappointing because I'm like, what do you mean? Like, now am I going to just be thinking like, okay, so anytime you have something good, it just like goes away. I kind of was just like, I've been faced with this where I'm like, why has literally, why has nothing changed? Why has nothing magical happened since I've been actively trying to be love and light and aligned and all this stuff? And I feel this is because we worry about being good versus bad. Like, this is bad. We assume certain behaviors are bad. Like, we all have different beliefs on what is bad behavior or bad for you, and then what is good, what a good person is, what is good for you. It doesn't work like that because nothing is good or bad. Everything just is. And we need the bad to balance the good. That's a whole other deep conversation. I really was just kind of like faced with things where I'm like, okay, universe, like, do you want me to get spicy here? Do you want me to be a little bit more reactive here because I'm confused? What are you asking of me? Because I'm being light and love. Like, where is everything? Where's all the magic? What I have realized is that the universe does not care if you're good or bad. Okay. And I think that we can all kind of agree on that because we see a lot of bad people have success and power, and a lot of good things happen to bad people and a lot of bad things happen to good people. So that's not what it's about. What it is about is how you are. We all have good and bad. We have shadows, we have talents, we have so many parts of us. I think this relates to the Temperance card, where it's finding that balance within yourself, of balancing your own energies, your own personal energetic makeup, and using that to work with you rather than having some sort of framework belief that this is good and this is bad and I must follow good if I want good things to happen to me. I think that also can go extreme in other ways too, where people might be thinking, well, if bad people are getting rewarded, why do I have to be good? When I asked myself this question and I was trying to get to the bottom of it, I realized I was acting out of like my lower self by trying to be good. And this could be different for all people depending on what your placements are and what your specific lessons are. But mine specifically, I was intellectualizing everything, trying to put meaning behind everything, trying to find out the why, trying to find out the bigger picture for the world, like society as a whole. I just was immersed in my brain, in my mind. And that's not aligned with what I'm supposed to do in this life. What I'm supposed to do in this life, based on my North Node and other placements in my chart, is to embody the wisdom that I have gained through my own personal experiences and share boldly, proudly, unapologetically. What placements I'm talking about here are my North Node and my South Node. In astrology, your South Node is the kind of energy that you came into this life with. They say it's like from a past life. And then your North Node, which is going to be exactly opposite of your South Node, is your path to your highest self. That's what you're meant to fulfill. So for my South Node being in Aquarius in the third house is intellect, the mind. Aquarius is the opposite of Leo, which is odd, different, for the other, for the community. Leo is, more self-centered, and Leo is about themselves and expressing themselves and being the star. So by obsessing over figuring out what do I need to do, what am I supposed to do, that is good, I was driving myself crazy. And that just was not aligned for me, because I think for a little bit it's aligned and it was helpful for me to be researching so much and trying to search for this why, but nothing else was coming from it because I was stepping farther and farther away from my highest expression, what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm diving deeper into the studies and to the mind and, behind the scenes, not being the star. I was writing a lot of stuff. I was planning a lot of stuff. I was doing a lot of stuff. So that's kind of my story about how this showed up in my life and where I found myself getting stuck, even though I thought I was always doing the right thing. Your South Node, just like my South Node in the third house, like that's never going to go away, because that is you. That's like just what you naturally have a part of you. You have to, throughout your life, work towards your North Node, the actually opposite expression of that.
And that beautifully relates to the Temperance card, because for the best course of action, the advice is to work on yourself and don't be afraid to air your fears and let your demons surface. Confront them head on. And if you need verification or more understanding, ask for it. Don't shy away from it.
Also, a part of this discovery for me was I had a lot of people like project onto me, or a lot of people would tell me, like, this part of you is wrong, or this part of you is bad, and like you need to be more like this, or you need to fix this part of yourself. And I just couldn't be accepting that. I just had to change me. When I look in my astrology, I see these kind of darker, more intense placements, and that was able to confirm and validate what quote unquote bad parts of me are just authentically me, and how to be aware of those not completely love and light placements that we have, or energies within us. I think when I was trying to cast out everything that was quote unquote bad about myself, I was neglecting a core part of who I am. So by using our natal charts, we're able to see where our shadows are, or where we might need to work on some more things. And also it can give you that validation, like it did for me, where it's like, okay, you guys are just projecting because I have Pluto and Lilith in the first house. So of course, you're going to say that I've been told I have a dark cloud around me, okay? Hate that. That's from my sister, so love ya. That's just me. And there's an intense amount of power in having Pluto and Lilith in the first house. When you have that, people are going to have an intense reaction to you without you doing anything. So I was learning to love myself there. So that's where I think this relates to the Temperance card. If we want to have true harmony and alignment within ourselves, we must face the things that are not that pretty. So what's our prompt? What am I being invited to heal through integration, not elimination? I think that is the perfect prompt for the Temperance card. and what we spoke about.
Yeah, I
You
love
know,
that.
like healing and becoming your higher self doesn't mean casting away the things that are not easily accepted by others, by yourself, by society. It's about understanding those parts of you and loving those parts of you and finding a way to create that inner harmony. So I'd love to hear from you guys what you take away from this, what you journaled about on this prompt, and what you discovered about you. We're going to continue, and I'm going to tell you guys about the North and South Node in all of the houses so you can take a look at your chart and see those energies and use that to reflect on the prompt of integration.
Also, if you want your birth chart read, like Amanda mentioned, we made a form. The link will be in the description and in our Instagram bio. Please submit your information.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I'm so excited to be just adding to the database. Like, we're going to have our own audience birth chart database. And then, oh my gosh, when we have that knowledge, we'd be like, oh, a lot of people have this placement, a lot of similarities here. Then we could think about what it is we're attracting, what kind of audience member we're attracting based on, repeating signs and placements. And then we can kind of tailor episodes to speak to those.
Yeah, so fun.
Now, class is in session. I'm going to teach you guys about the North and the South Node throughout all of the houses so you can figure out what yours means. The first thing that I need you guys to do is find your birth chart. Like, make your birth chart. Use astro-seek.com, not sponsored. I just want you guys to use the best platform, the best tools to find out your information. There's like lots of fun ways to use AI with learning your birth chart, but it can get it wrong, and it gets it wrong a lot. So I just want you guys to have like the spot that this is your natal chart. Boom, all the info there, and you can always reference that if you are using it in different things, so you can just make sure that everything's correct. There's also an option there where you can just copy and paste like all of your placements for AI, but you do have to like just please be careful because it can get something totally wrong, and then you're here reading it like, oh my god, like resonates so much, and then it's just wrong, not your placement, and you're like, ooh, gotcha, got you there. Yeah, so do that, run your birth chart. You need to know your birth date, the time you were born. If you don't know the time you were born, you can still do a birth chart, but you're not going to know what your rising sign is for sure. I think that also affects like the placements, because if you know your rising sign, that's always going to be on the angle of the first house, like right before the first house, or if it's in Placidus, it could be inside the first house. So once we have what your ascendant is, what the first house is, you can kind of like build the rest of the chart and where all of the houses are from that. So if you don't know your birth time, I would really, really recommend doing everything you can to figure it out. If you can't figure it out, but it's like you were born in the morning time or you were born at night, that's usually what matters the most, whether it's like morning time or nighttime. So yeah, that's how you find your natal chart, your birth chart. So I love to talk about the North Node. That is like after your sun, moon, rising, the basics. The North Node is such a fun point of your chart. We've talked about it already, that this is where your purpose, your higher self is. I think the North Node, South Node is the main thing for us to focus on if we want to grow. Like if we want to be our highest self, that's what we're going to look at. Of course, alongside your sun sign too. So my sun sign and my North Node are in the same house in the same sign, which is actually not the typical. It can happen for like one sign each year. We did the research, so the North Node stays in a sign for about 18 months. Right now, it's in Pisces, so that means if it's still in Pisces and a Pisces is born this year, then they would have their North Node and their sun in Pisces. Gives you an idea on how that works. So I have my sun and my North Node in the same house. So that's very much like this is fueled. Like this is it's like extra intense focus on what you're meant to do or what I'm meant to do. Could be a reason why I am extra interested in it, but that's not the normal. So for Mia's, your sun is in what house?
My third. I
Yes.
believe. Yes.
So
Yeah.
her sun is in her 3rd house, but her north node is in the 7th house.
Mm.
7th house is about union, marriage, partnerships, Libra ruled. And what sign is that? Cancer. She's got Cancer, north node, 7th house. So when we've gone over this, we're like, okay, your purpose is to create healthy partnerships. Having a 7th house north node means you have a 1st house south node. 1st house is the ascendant, so it's the house of self. It's your personality, your appearance, the way you like show up in the world and interact with people. So to have your south node in the 1st house, you're coming from a past life where your focus was on yourself. She has Capricorn rising, and so that's her 1st house. Capricorn, south node, 1st house. You probably were very serious and structured and probably wanted to be successful, because Capricorn is like rules the 10th house, fame, career, public. So if you're going from Capricorn 1st house, south node, to Cancer 7th house, so how this would show up for you in your life would be that you have a natural tendency to feel like you need to do things alone. Like you have to depend on yourself. It's just easier. It's better this way. I got it. Don't worry about it. Like it's me against the world. So having that south node with the north node in the 7th house, you need to work your way away from those themes of survival by yourself, doing everything on your own, and not working with others, to the 7th house, the union, partnership, love, beauty, harmony. That is Mia's purpose in this life. That's what you're meant to fulfill. You're meant to go from, whatever it is that it shows up for you in your natural, like subconscious actions acting out of your south node.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that?
I mean, I definitely feel like I don't know. It's like crazy.
Mia's very focused on relationships and partnerships.
Yeah,
That's not a question.
I have bleeding love tattooed on my feet. Like I love. I could cry. Like why am I emotional?
Literally, when we talk about our
yeah.
purpose, we get emotional. Yeah, so that also can show up like that, and it depends on like
I'm a
how much you
lover
want to
girl.
share.
I'm literally just a lover girl down. I love being in relationships, but like it's not even just like a romantic relationship. Even just my friendships and just every relationship in my life is so important to me, and it always has been, because growing up and stuff, I was always very close with my friends. If your home's not that stable, you kind of lean on other people. So that's very important. I always knew that. But then looking at my chart and it validating like, oh, really, not just longing for these things or something like that. Like I'm really driven to find these relationships, and all of them are very transformational to my life and so important. And that's why they mean so much. Not just because I'm like, oh, I just like a relationship or something. Like I feel like I approach everything. All my relationships have so much depth to them.
Yeah.
And they're very, very important. They're like the biggest thing to me.
Yeah, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But it is also where you have to like work on it.
Yeah.
In a way that I think is healthy. So like you're just naturally going to be driven to partnerships and interests, but that too, it helps to know this so you can have that validation that this is actually your path and there's nothing wrong with you caring so much about others and your relationship to others.
Yeah.
Because we'll talk about her love life and stuff, and I'm just like, girl, like go travel, like live your life. What are you talking about? Like, come on.
Yeah.
And it's like that makes sense for me. My north node is in the 9th house. Like legit, girl, go travel. Like go find the meaning of life, like out and about. But for a north node in the 7th house, literally like that's what you're meant to master. So
I'm wrapped up in it.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's part I can't really relate. I can't relate to that, but that's good. So, knowing that, I can't gaslight you into being like, girl, you need to stop caring so much about boys, about your relationships, about this, like focus on yourself, because, it's what you're supposed to do. You're okay. You're meant to do that. So that's mine and Mia's north and south node. That's how it shows up for us. 9th house is actually the house of Sagittarius. So it's higher learning, wisdom, travel. You're going to hear from this. Every house has like the opposite, and every sign has its opposite. The north and south node are always going to be opposites. We call the signs sister signs because they're the same idea, but like two different ends of the spectrum. So if my south node, third house, is the mind, the intellect. The north node, the opposite end of that, is the world. It's like your inner world versus your outside, like perception of the world, how you relate to the world, like how you see the world. And that is the whole reason why I'm doing this podcast, because I am following my North Node, and it says to do this. It quite literally says to use your voice to share. And I have been doing that my whole entire life. That's the funny thing about astrology too. You don't have to know your birth chart and know your North Node for it to play out that way. Like, it's going to play out no matter what. So when I draw a chart for someone that is older and like more established, like they're on their path, it will pretty much always be like, yep, that's it. That's exactly like what you do. That's what you've made of your life, and that is your thing. So whether you look at it, care about it, focus on it, it's going to play out no matter what. So here's the North Node through all 12 houses. So pull your chart, look at where your North Node is. It is like the little horseshoe kind of looking shape, and then the upside down horseshoe is the South Node. So first house, North Node, your purpose is to become fully yourself, choosing identity over dependency. Second house, your purpose is to build self-worth and create stability through your own skills and values. Third house, your purpose is to communicate, learn, and share your voice with clarity and curiosity. Interesting. Fourth house, your purpose is to heal your past and build an emotionally secure inner and outer home. Fifth house, your purpose is to create, shine, take risks, and express your authentic joy. Sixth house, your purpose is to master discipline, service, routine, and self-improvement. Wow. As I'm reading this, I'm thinking like, what's the worst one? What would be like the toughest one? Like North Node in the sixth house?
Analytical.
Seems not fun.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I have my Jupiter and Saturn in the sixth house, and it's totally not fun. Seventh house, North Node, your purpose is to form conscious partnerships and learn collaboration over independence. Eighth house, your purpose is to transform, merge deeply, and reclaim power through intimacy and truth. That's a heavy one there. And so in my Plastis chart, I have the eighth house, North Node. That really helped me when I was going through such a traumatic time. The Plastis and like these darker themes helped me through that and like make sense of it. Now that I'm at a better place, I can reference my whole sign chart and act out of that. But the Plastis was really like validating for my experience and like being like, why is like all of this crazy stuff happening to me? And I just feel like, there's some sort of outside force that's like making like these certain issues and these things repeat. Ninth house, North Node, your purpose is to expand your worldview, speak your beliefs, and pursue a higher mission. 10th, your purpose is to rise into visibility, leadership, and societal contribution. 11th, your purpose is to connect with your soul tribe and use your gifts to impact the collective. 12th, your purpose is to surrender control, trust the unseen, and evolve spiritually through release. That, I think also the 12th house, North Node, is kind of hard. We have a lot of 12th house placements, and the 12th house is the house of the unseen, the hidden, the otherworldly. So it's literally anything that you can't see. Yeah. So if you have placements there, it's like, yep, you're not going to really know much about that, or it's going to be kind of harder to uncover.
What I'm looking at also says like karma and healing, endings, closure, also spirituality, subconscious.
It's like very psychic.
Yeah, it's dark and mystical.
Psychic house. Mystical. Yeah. I think the best one has to be the fifth house. Fifth house, North Node, your purpose is to create, shine, take risk, and express your authentic joy. A dream, but that's like Leo, because Leo is the fifth house. All the houses have their zodiac that rules it. For example, my ninth house is in Leo, but the ninth house is a Sagittarius house. So you can kind of see the houses with your placement as like a certain flavor that it gives. The zodiac sign is like how it's expressed. And then the house that it's in, like the ruler of it, you can kind of think of that sign as like that theme, like a little sprinkle in there. So I'm a Leo with a Sagittarius flavor. Like I'm a Sagittarius flavored Leo. But if it was the eighth house, I'd be a Scorpio flavored Leo. Got it? So seventh house Cancer, you're a fourth house, but it's Cancer. Yeah. So you're just.
Wait, is Gemini the third house? Am I a Gemini flavored Pisces?
Yeah.
Whoa. People don't like Geminis.
I like Geminis.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
That seems complicated. Gemini and Pisces. Gemini flavored Pisces.
You're just like creative and witty, like, but your North Node is what we're talking about. So 7th house, North Node, Cancer. Cancer is the 4th house. The 4th house is Cancer.
Yes,
So it's
yeah.
like literally you just are, it's Libra. It's Libra flavored
Wait, why is it Libra flavored?
because the 7th house is ruled by Libra.
Yes.
So you got a Libra flavored
Okay.
Cancer North Node.
Yeah, it's 4th house, home, family, unconscious past. 7th house, partnership, identification with others. Okay, so it's like home, family, others, relationships. I'm coming.
Yeah, and we've talked about this a lot, like in the past, about how like your upbringing like wasn't very stable, and so it's really crazy to see that your purpose is to create stable partnerships.
Yeah.
So it directly is like the way that you grew up is what you're here to fix. Those influences fuel your purpose to be filled.
Wait, well, which one was my south?
1st house.
Because that also was talking about independent and being grown from an early age, or like, that whole isolated thing, like that not being stable. That's how it felt. But that's why when I was speaking about how important relationships became and have been, as I'm getting older, transformational and stuff, it's really interesting. And it totally aligns here with the chart.
Yeah, that's like, even if you didn't ever look into your astrology, you would be.
That's the evolution of my life. Yeah.
So those are the North Node through the houses. Of course, whatever specific sign you have in that is going to be like how it's expressed. So with the 9th house, if it's speaking my beliefs, but it's Leo, that's going to be boldly, passionately, big, loud. Your Cancer North Node, 7th house, that means your partnerships are going to be focused on like nurturing partnerships in a nurturing, motherly way.
Emotional.
It's very fun to know what your thing is. And if you happen to have your sun and your North Node in the same house, then I think that literally is just like emphasis on the purpose. I think having any signs in your North Node, in the house of your North Node, just really amplifies like the karmic aspect of it.
It says that my Capricorn South Node in the 1st house, which means your soul knows how to get things done. Your last life was probably the person who ran the castle kind of energy. Love that.
So that is the North Node through the 12 houses. I'd love to hear where yours is. And of course, your South Node is going to be the exact opposite of your North Node. Should we run Gabriel's chart? Gabriel is doing our camera. And since we have no one writing in yet, because we're pre-filming, we're going to check his out.
He's also an atheist that doesn't believe anything we're talking about. We're going to blow his mind, though.
Okay, date.
7th of August.
Oh, you're a Leo.
Is it resonating?
Year?
1989.
Time?
7:32.
And city?
Rio, Brazil.
All right, we're calculating. Your North Node is in the 6th house. That's what we were just talking shit on.
Oh my God. But you're analytical. He's here doing the video. He's looking at the numbers the whole time, like making sure it's right.
And it's in Aquarius. Your North Node is Aquarius and your South Node is Leo. But your sun is in Leo as well.
Wait.
What does that mean? I don't know. But that's the 12th house to the 6th house. So you come from being a star of this psychic realm.
Yeah.
And now you're meant to help other people in like service and work. Aquarius is like for the collective, unique ideas, creative. 6th house, your purpose is to master discipline, service, routine, and self-improvement. Actually, we're going to bring this all the way around because my Saturn is in the 6th house and my Jupiter is in the 6th house. So how I talked about, okay, if I'm just aligned and I'm aligned with my North Node, I do this podcast because that's what it, is aligned with. This is me fulfilling it. I can't just expect that I'm going to get all of these miracles and blessings from the universe right away because that is not how my chart works. I have my Saturn and my Jupiter. Saturn is the restriction, the lessons. Jupiter is how you expand, abundance, luck. Having that in the 6th house means like you're not going to be an overnight success. You're not going to just do something and magically boom. It means that your abundance is going to be through doing the things every day, by showing up for yourself every day, by putting in little small efforts in a routine that supports your growth. It's interesting to have the Jupiter and Saturn in the same house because they're opposites.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I
Mine
think
are
a
right
lot of us
next to each
have.
other. Mine,
Yours are next to each other, 5th and
yeah.
6th.
My Saturn is in Taurus in the 5th house, and my Jupiter is in Gemini in the 6th house.
I didn't realize how Mercury coded you were.
Expansion through curiosity and service. I feel like that's
Mhm.
so me.
Yeah. So literally, like, you're fulfilling your purpose by helping other people create their art.
That tracks.
Yeah.
It just will be. It just will be, whether you embrace it or not.
I was hanging out with like 6 or 7 friends, and we realized that we all had Venus and Aries, and we were like, we thought maybe it was the year, and then we realized we all had like completely different birthdays. Well, actually, one of the girls that blew my mind, we had the same birthday, and I've only met so many people, like one other girl in my life with the same exact birthday, but her, it was the year and everything. I was like, okay, sister.
Oh, whoa.
That was crazy.
I think this is where people are like, zodiac signs are stupid or whatever. Like, oh, we all can read this thing and resonate with it. Like, we all resonate with this. It's not specific at all. That is if you are just looking at the signs. Gabriel here is not the same as my dad, but they have the same sun and moon sign. It depends on the house placement. That's like really going to tell you what, like, how that shows up. Aquarius North Node, if it was in the 5th house, then you would be like just a cool hippie artist. I feel like maybe like activist. But at the 6th house, then it's like for service. If it's in the 7th house, it would be for partnerships. So it's your flavor. It's like this is why it's really great to know these deeper things of your birth chart, like the houses, because that changes everything and it makes it that much more personal to you. So I spoke a little bit about Saturn and my Saturn placement and how that affects my North Node and the success of it. I think that a lot of you guys watching are either in your Saturn return, about to start your Saturn return, like me. So I think next episode, we will go over Saturn through the houses and what that means for your Saturn return. I think that's a buzzword people hear, even if you're not too into astrology. You've probably heard like Saturn return. It's it's a tough time during your life where you're really like coming face to face with the lessons that you're meant to work on master. This is usually like ages like 27 to 30 that this happens. And that's totally like when you turn 30, you're like, what is life? Like, you have to know where you're going. So the whole Saturn return is gonna like really test you. It's just the little couple years of your life where you're gonna be tested. But if you do the work for your specific Saturn placement, sign, return, you're gonna have a lot easier time going through this than if you have no idea. If you have no idea and you're just raw dog in life and you're hit with your Saturn return, you're like, oh my gosh, my life is in shambles. I don't know what to do. Like, everything is going wrong. Like, how do I fix this? Next episode, we will try to prepare you or help you if you're currently in it on how to best navigate your specific Saturn return to make that time a lot easier on you, because it is rough. I think I'm having like the pre-shadow of my Saturn return right now. And yeah, so like the past 2 years, even like the past year, it's been real tough. And having my Saturn in the 6th house means like, girl, if you don't start having a wellness routine, a schedule, something you follow every day that you do for yourself or like for your job, whatever it is, you're gonna not get what you want. So that's gonna be different for everyone depending on where their Saturn is. And that's just gonna really highlight what the big like lesson you need to overcome is and you will be faced with. So we can go over that and try to make that a little bit easier for you guys and anyone going through their Saturn return. What's your Saturn?
It's in Taurus.
Okay.
In the 5th house.
Okay.
But that when I just started looking into that just really scared me sitting over here. I blacked out for a minute because that to me that says money, possessions, earning, self-esteem, stability. That's
No. Are you looking at the house?
for Taurus.
Oh, Taurus. Yes.
Taurus energy of those kinds of things. But if it's Saturn, it's my limitation or like struggle with those things, right?
Saturn
but it's
in the 5th.
5th with like creativity, social life, pleasure. So like I'm like my money.
No. Okay.
Oh,
Don't freak out. Saturn in the 5th, because I have my Saturn and Jupiter in the 5th in Taurus as well in my Placidus chart.
oh, okay.
So I've looked into this.
Okay. You're familiar with this.
I'm familiar. So the Saturn in the fifth, it feels like every time you try to have fun and be carefree and let loose, like something is stopping it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just can't
Yeah.
be free.
Oh my
This
God.
like hit me so much because I remember being on like some trip, actually in Brazil, and
Shout out.
one of the girls on the trip ended up like telling me, like the girl that I literally went on the trip with, like told them that, you know, like Amanda's like so nice, but she's not really fun. I'm like,
Okay.
okay, babe, because I got a lot of other shit going on. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying my best.
No, literally.
I think that goes hand in hand with like our Capricorn,
Mhm.
my Capricorn moon, your Capricorn rising. That's very much of like a serious things for purpose, for winning, achieving. So there's that. But also the fifth house is children.
Mhm.
So
I skipped that one.
I
on
was looking at
purpose.
my Jupiter and Saturn in the fifth house, like in my Plastis chart, children. I'm like, that makes sense because, you know, I had a child and then that taught me the biggest lessons of my life. But also having Jupiter there, becoming a mother made me the best version of myself too. So that's kind of how I see it. I'm not sure what it's like asking for you to work on. Like, is it asking for you to have structure in your creativity or to enjoy it? Or I think it's just the lessons that are going to come to you at that point are going to be around that. Maybe it's going to be harder to feel joy and freedom and like creativity and like wonder, and you might have to consciously work on creating that.
Yeah, it says the key takeaway for that one was you're learning how to marry creative freedom with lasting substance, turning inspiration into something tangible, and letting joy, play, and self expression become part of your structure, not just an escape from it.
So Taurus is the second house, the finances, stability, material things. Taurus is slow, steady. So how that compares to mine whole sign for the sixth house, Taurus, Saturn, sixth house, that is telling me that I need to put in steady efforts in order to like see the results that I want. You know, Taurus is the podcaster sign. I swear, all podcasters are Taurus. And I notice Tauruses are the best with staying consistent. If they're content creators and they're Taurus, because Taurus is also just what feels comfy and like it just like feels good. It's material comforts. So it's like a comfort creator. Whatever it is, they're gonna stick to it. So that's where my lesson is, that I need to be more like those people that just stick to it instead of expecting just the universe to give me magical blessings because I think I'm doing the right thing. So, you know, it's not even just follow just your north node. Like we have to take into account the entire chart. We're going to go way deeper into that in the next episode. So that's going to be something to look forward to. Saturn is Capricorn.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Saturn is daddy.
Oh,
Yeah. You're a daddy rising.
okay.
I'm a daddy moon.
Yeah,
and then,
honestly, I'm like 6 foot, by the way. Height reveal. Daddy rising. Is
Daddy
on.
rising. So a refresh on our journal prompt of the day. Temperance is asking us,
What am I being asked to heal by integrating, not eliminating?
do you have an answer to that?
Definitely my emotions, integrating them in healthy, safe ways instead of like trying to either be all in or all out, finding harmony and flowing. And
That's what I noticed about the card, like the picture on the card, how it seems like, you know, the water is emotions and it's flowing back and forth. It's almost like having a good like grip on your emotions and being in control of your emotions, making them work for you. You're in control of it.
Yeah.
You know, the emotions are not running you. I think I'm actively working on this like at all times. And it's just like the more shadow parts, the intensity, you know, just like the vibe that I bring, the vibe that I bring and how people react to me and like how people project onto me. I'm learning how to embrace all parts of me instead of being like, this kind of energy is not appreciated, not liked, because putting aside any part of yourself because other people are telling you like that's what it should be is like the number one way to be not in alignment. That's the hard part of making sense and making these harder parts of you be of benefit to your inner world rather than something you're like constantly fighting or constantly trying to avoid or reject. It's truly like you don't really have a choice. Like I said with everything else, it's going to play out no matter what. So I think the reason why I love like astrology so much, and I love this and I want to share it with you guys, is because you can cut down the time that you are questioning who you are, what you're best at, and kind of like your place in this world and how you interact with other people. It can just give you the cheat sheet. You can look at it and be like, okay, that's it. So you could spend less time like wondering or less time rejecting. So that was episode 2 of sign language. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what your response to the Temperance journal prompt is. Feel free to let me know your big 3. Definitely send in your birth info and a message to our form so you can be featured in the show. And I'm very excited to see you guys next week. The circle is now closed.
Thank you.
No, it's open. We opened the circle.
Okay.
We're opening the circle. All right. I love you. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about all of this astrology stuff. And I hope that we continue to have fun conversations and learn more about astrology and tarot as we go through this. So I hope this helped you guys. I hope this at least, sparked maybe something in you that gave you more confidence in looking at your birth chart and understanding it. That's really what my hope is for this. I want you guys to, in a real way, like take in this information so that you know that you look at your chart and you have a better idea on how to read it for yourself. So you're not giving your power away to, AI to just hope that it tells you the right thing, or, you might have to be like searching a lot of stuff. Like I feel these like natural conversations are the best way to like take in this information. And it's really how Mia and I have both learned more, just by when we think of something, we talk about it, we work through it, and we're like, hey, what does this mean? What is it exactly? And that's how we've gotten better at it. So that's what we're doing here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
What, Leo, to go bark? You want to go outside to go bark?
He wants to go outside to do a spin and come back.
Yeah.
Also, I just put into Star Path, like, what dark placements do I have? Because you're talking about that, and I'm like I'm floored over here.
You have Pluto in the first 2?
I have a 12th house stellium, Mars, Pluto, and Chiron. So it's like that just really shook my world. Yeah. My drive, power transformation, and wounds turn wisdom all are happening in a deep, dark, hidden place. It's cool.